Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nothing But the Truth. My name is Nakalias Konakari, and I'm particularly excited today because we have something amazing for you guys. But before I even get into all of that, I have with me, of course, always in the studio, PJ.
Hi everyone, welcome
I'm
to
here to
Nothing But the
bring,
Truth.
thank you. We're here to bring you the truth, the whole truth, and
Nothing
nothing but
but
the
the
truth.
truth.
And today is an exceptionally special edition because we have an amazing guest in the house, right? Who can guess who it is? Drum rolls, drum rolls, drum rolls. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the phenomenal Eric Gugua.
Thank you so much,
You're
guys. Thank you so
welcome.
much.
You're
Thank you so
welcome,
much for
Eric.
being with
Thank you
us,
for having
Eric.
me. I don't know about phenomenal, but I mean, it's just Eric.
Well, that's for us to know.
Okay.
It goes beyond saying, right? You're
So,
welcome.
thank you so
Welcome to
much.
Nothing But the Truth.
Thank you so
Welcome
much.
to Ambience TV. We
Thank you
truly
so much.
celebrate you. I am. I was a bit starstruck. I had to just hold myself right when you came in. But I'm so excited that you're here. And
Wow.
a lot of people know you as the guy with the fork and the mic, dishing wisdom,
Yeah.
one video at a time.
Yep.
Before I even go into all of that, PJ, I know that you're
Yes,
excited
I'm
about
I'm
this.
I'm so excited to have Eric with us
Yes,
today.
yes.
It's going to be a phenomenal time.
True,
Yes.
true,
I
And
hope
it's
so.
going to be
I hope so.
Yes.
Because when they hype you like this, problem.
No.
But
we trust you,
I
we
look
trust
forward to
you.
a wonderful conversation, though.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
And like Natalia said, a lot of people know you as the person always giving us,
Yes.
bringing heavy doses.
Yeah.
True.
With
Okay.
humor and a whole lot of faith-based, perspectives to everyday issues, and it's always so fresh to see. And there are many sides to Eric. Just tell us about Eric Gugwa.
Sides to Eric. First of all, I'm really, but I'm not lying, but I'm trying to adapt to this Eric thing. I'm not lying. But
Okay.
the thing is, I didn't live in Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
When I started vlogging, and now I'm around a bit more, and even when I'm around, I'm always in my house.
Okay.
Always in my house. I don't go out for anything. You invite me for an event, you're probably wasting time, right? Now that I'm starting to like go out a bit more, and then I'll come to a podcast hosted by Ambience TV. I mean, the Ambience TV.
Yay.
And somebody says, I'm starstruck with you. Right? So
Because you're always in your house.
do you get like I guess I've not been
I
eased
do,
into
right?
this
I
thing.
do,
I
right?
wasn't
I do
eased
that
into it. I wasn't, there was
Yeah.
no gradual.
Gradual
So when I
process.
decided to come out, somebody will see me and they'll be like, oh my God.
And you're like,
What's going on here?
Right? So different sides to Eric, yes. I am a creator. At least that's what a lot of people know me
Yeah.
for. But I've done a bit of work in film, produced, directed. I have maybe one day I'll act, but I've not had
Not
that.
yet.
Not
okay,
yet. Not
okay.
yet. I told my
How many
brother
movies have you
recently.
produced or directed?
2.
Okay.
I think I'm working on. Anyways,
Oh,
let's just see.
yes,
Let's just
don't want
see.
to let the
Right.
cat
So
out of the
no. So working on a couple of projects now. Even though because of my tour, almost everything else is paused, right? Including film, including my photography. Many things are just on pause as I'm focused on this project, right?
Yeah.
After that, maybe we can get back into set. I'm not looking forward to being on set again because I mean, set life.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
I
But
can
yeah,
imagine.
there's the Eric, there's the creator guy, there is the film guy. Even before I had the opportunity to produce on my own and to direct, I have been part of setups, right? So
Okay.
growing through the ranks as well. So there's that guy. There's also the photographer, and there's also the writer. There's Eric the author now, right?
Yes.
There's Eric the author now, and I've got a bit of a tech side to me,
Yes.
right? So there's Eric the blockchain guy, and when I say blockchain, I mean the tech, not really the
Yes,
crypto
yes.
craze
Okay,
and all that.
okay.
So there's Eric the blockchain researcher, and I think that's pretty much all there's been to Eric in the last 2-3 years. Everything else is pretty dated.
And big shout out. Yesterday was
Yes.
the tour happened in Abuja.
The Abuja edition.
And
The
I
train
mean-
came to Abuja.
Yeah.
And I was so
Thank you.
overwhelmed.
Yes.
So
My God.
overwhelmed by the love. I think Abuja people are quite warm.
Yes,
Yeah, we
we
are.
are.
We
Wow.
can't.
You're clean.
What can we say?
Yeah, I
Yes,
was
we are
expecting
warm
you to
now.
be
We
to be
are warm.
modest and
Well,
deny.
I mean,
It is
it's
what it
obvious,
is.
so it is what
Right,
it
but
is.
yeah, I think Abuja people are quite warm, and the place is quite calm.
Yeah.
So it's great to be here,
Mm.
and once again, it was another very humbling edition. Somebody came from Osun State.
Oh, wow.
I said, "How long did it take you to get here?" He said, 10 hours on the road to be here.
Wow.
For what? Do you
Wow.
get to come
I
for
know,
Eric's
right?
book
That is
reading?
touching.
I don't know how
So
to take
touching.
that in. I really don't know how to
That
take
is
it
touching.
in. I can't even lie. There were three sisters, teenagers. I don't know how to take that kind of thing in.
Wow.
You know, when you are just in your room
You're
with
saying-
your small ring light, you
Creating
get,
and
and
passing
camera,
the world.
creating and putting it out there without feedback.
Mm.
And this is very important because I don't take social media comments are real, right? But they
Yeah.
can be very
Misleading.
misleading. They can also be very mixed, right? So I
Yeah.
don't use it as a compass for my life and to
Yes.
gauge my work.
Yeah.
So to come out and then to see real people and talk about, there was somebody
True.
who told me when we stopped at Enugu for the tour, obviously,
Yeah.
someone stood up in the audience and said, "Thank you for creating one particular piece that shaking bomb on the internet is not content."
Oh, wow.
That
I think
my
I remember
two
that video.
sisters
Yeah.
stopped creating that kind of content. simply.
Ooh.
I don't know how to take it in. I really
That's so
don't know how to
humbling.
take it in. It
Amazing.
is very humbling.
Mm.
You know,
Mm.
yeah.
Mm.
Wow.
I think the thing
Wow.
with influence is
That's
that
it.
I was just speaking yesterday. I said how that when we start out and trusting God for a level of influence, sometimes there's this expectation that I can't wait for the rush, and then we
Eh,
get there and it start happening, and you're just like,
it was
it's life. This is life,
Mhm.
really, right?
Absolutely.
And it's just amazing. I was gonna ask a question.
Yeah.
Where do you base?
I don't have bees. I can't even lie. I don't have bees. I'm traveling a lot.
Wow.
So when I
Is
am
it just lately, or this has been
the
Eric for a while?
tour.
this has
or-
been Eric in the last couple of years.
Wow.
Right? Ever since, so I did a degree recently in the Republic of Cyprus. I don't know what to call it, Republic of Cyprus, because there's two parts to the country. But I did a
Okay.
degree in the south of Cyprus, the real Cyprus, and ever since I returned from that,
Yeah.
I know day one place.
Mm.
You get, so if I could be done with my travels and find myself back in Enugu with my family.
Okay.
I have a house in Enugu. I have a house in Lagos. So
Okay.
I could be done. I could find myself at my place in Lagos. But if you are looking for me, you can find me in the wind.
Somewhere-
So it's a
somewhere
man that is born of the spirit.
Yeah, so
Amazing.
you talked
Amazing.
about you just creating from your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you just give us what a day in your life looks like?
Mm.
Okay. A day in the life of a creative is a crazy thing, right? You need structure. And that's why I'm grateful for people like my assistants, right? You need a lot of structure to be able to tame that spontaneity,
Yeah.
that instinctive, Because if you leave me, wake up by 11 a.m. because I slept by 4, do you get?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to be in traffic early in the morning.
Yeah.
Even if I live in a city like Lagos and people are complaining, Lagos traffic,
Yeah.
I can't relate because I'm not,
Yeah,
I'm not doing that thing with you, you
yes.
get? Right? So wake up much later in the day, take your time, just do worship, just have a good time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Ain't nobody rushing you. Relax, right? And then I think obviously the first thing I do, which I'm trying to stop, but after I've come out of my room, I'm done with my morning routine, and I come out of my room. The first thing I do is just check my emails. I'm trying to stop that.
Okay.
Right? I'm trying to change my routine.
Change your routine.
The
All
reason
right.
is I think that, and I know that in the morning, that's when your creative juices are flowing the
Yeah.
most.
True,
So I want to do creative work. I don't want to do mechanical work. And
True.
but it doesn't take energy to check email, especially when brands could be trying to reach out and
Yes,
bring money.
yes.
You
Don't-
get?
yes.
So yeah, it's very easy to do, but I'm having to rewire myself. But right now, check my emails, respond to emails, respond to if there are brand collaborations I'm working
Yeah.
on, get back to them, give them
Yes.
feedback on how things are going.
Yeah.
Then obviously I do a bit of nothing after that,
Okay.
right? Which involves a bit of nothing. I could
Okay.
be could be playing PlayStation,
I do, right?
right? I
Yeah.
could be chatting, I could be watching, but maybe just an hour of nothing, right? And then I am back in my studio.
Okay.
So I will edit for sometimes
So you do your editing yourself.
I do my editing myself. I'm trying to change that because it's becoming I love to edit, but it's not practical anymore. With the amount of
Demands and
work,
all
That
yes,
you have
it's
to
just not
do.
practical anymore, especially if I am going to do another kind of work. Because I will dedicate a couple of hours a day to blockchain research.
Oh.
The reason is I have a degree in blockchain and digital currencies, but if we are being frank, it doesn't mean anything. The reason I say it doesn't mean anything is the space is always improving.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
improvement protocols, like always changing, evolving. It's a
evolving.
very radical space,
Yeah,
very, things that change. So you can have a degree from 2, 3 years ago, or you can have a degree from last month
There's so
And
and
much
you are
obsolete.
outdated.
Already.
Right? So you've got to keep yourself up to date. If you're not attending conferences, you're an introvert, you're not attending these conferences, then I hope you are reading,
Yes, and
the
learning everything.
presentations and,
Yeah.
and the work that people are putting into different chains. So I've got to, if I'm going to do something like that, I have to do a bit of delegation, right? Because what am I doing with assistants before? I can do all things. I can do all things. Don't they break down? You get
It's
it?
breaking down
It's breaking
already.
down. So yeah, I would get into editing. Sometimes I could edit for 9, 10 hours straight,
Wow.
and then I would shoot for the day. So that editing, obviously, in the course of that editing, I will edit. I will publish. Right. So I publish to Facebook, publish to Instagram, TikTok.
But you don't post every day, do you?
I do post every day.
Every day?
Sometimes multiple times a day. Every day.
Videos.
Videos. So that's why I spend a lot of time editing.
Yeah.
Right? If I can remove that, I can do more. I can do more. If I am focused on just producing and someone else is taking care of other stuff,
Yeah.
right? I can do a lot more. I could do 5, 6 videos a day easily. Because the thing with content or the thing with creativity is someone said, I can't remember the someone now, but I'll just say someone said,
Someone
Yeah.
said,
creativity is a muscle, right? You work out, it gets stronger. So right now, after 12 years of creating content, I can say that ideation is not a problem for me anymore, right? Everything is content. Every conversation is content. Every thought can be manipulated and put into a 1 minute
Yeah.
bit, right? Everything can be content.
That statement is solid.
yeah.
That statement is solid. I mean, bro, I just had to take a minute.
Should I tell you? So I was
Yeah.
at the book reading yesterday.
Yes.
And then Eric was sharing, and it got to a point, say, I had bust my brain. Man.
As
You're
far you
busting
said
our
it,
brain right now.
No man.
I didn't bust my own
Look
brain.
who's talking about being by this time.
No, see. I have my moments.
I know,
But then
right,
you
right.
put out this work, and then
Yes.
I think somewhere in my mind, I know what is possible. I know what God can do
Yeah.
in terms of use what you think is not so much to affect a lot of lives. But when I actually see those lives,
Yeah.
True.
when I step out of the house and meet those people and they say I just kept hearing thank you. Yes. I said, no, be this content where we take. Wait, you get it.
Yeah.
As I'm speaking right now, I've got goosebumps. I'm like,
Yeah.
I am overwhelmed, especially with what God can make out of nothing. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Amazing.
2, 3, I think it was on the 17th was my elder brother's birthday. I posted a couple of pictures, then ended it with a picture of us from about 10,
A
12
throwback
years.
picture. I
A
think I
throwback
saw
picture.
that.
I'm like, okay. it's like we've come a long way.
Yeah.
It looks like
Absolutely.
it. So yeah, it's always a humbling experience.
Amazing. What's your creative process like when let's say you're about to create a content? What's the process from ideation? Of course, like you said, ideation is no longer a problem.
Yeah.
So if let's say an upcoming or someone that intends to get into content creation but has the problem of moving from ideation, conceptualization, and then eventually
Yeah.
production.
Okay.
What is your creative process?
So I walk through my process. The thing may not be structured. It may not have name. You get
Okay.
because I'm not put together like that. But yeah, I'll walk through the process.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's become. I wouldn't even say second nature. It's become part of my nature now, right? I see content everywhere. Every conversation has the potential to be content. Every conversation is content, but then I am now able to structure it into a way that it has a hook, It has
Yeah.
a body, has the body.
Yeah.
It has a sharp ending that
Yeah.
could, encourage a rewatch, something like that. Every conversation.
Mm.
But here's how it typically goes, and I'm trying to. God needs to help me with this my creative muscle because I'm not even lying. Real temptations, right? Real temptations, e.g. So there's this piece of content that I do, silhouette videos, where I am singing or I'm speaking or I'm
Yeah.
praying,
I cannot fail.
something like that.
Yes, I can never.
Something like that. It affects me when I'm actually praying. So I am actually praying and pouring out my heart to my God, and it's such a beautiful moment. And I'm thinking about what people need to experience this too. And not just that, people need to see this too. Like, why? This is a private moment between me and my. Now, I know it will help people, but see, I don't. Let me put it this way. I don't mean to bring anybody down or anything, but people are secondary when it comes to my work with God.
Yes, true,
Right?
true.
The audience
Yeah,
is secondary.
yeah.
So why don't I just be here? Let me just be here. Leave me at the altar with my father. You get
Right.
Just leave me right there. But my brain that is now seeing content in everything wants to okay, how do we put this together so it
Yeah.
becomes, how do you start it before you get into the song? That's a problem. That's a problem.
I'm so excited that you're bringing this up because I've always had this thought in my mind, right? There's been a backlash or there's been this subtle attack.
Yeah.
And well, whilst some people have excesses and all that, but there's been a subtle attack on Christian content that involves people praying. For
Yeah.
example, you're
Yes.
praying and then there's a recording of you
Seems
praying.
like you have to
And
act
no,
for the
yeah.
camera.
Yeah, it's funny because
Actually,
people have dragged
yeah.
them that, oh, you were so much in the flesh that you put on the
Put on
camera.
the camera. Yeah, I get that. I
To the
get that. I
spirit.
get that.
But then some of those content, I know that some people abuse it, but sometimes when you watch those content, you're actually stirred up.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you
Yes.
can be scrolling and you probably just left seeing something that has scattered your mind, and you probably are about to slip into one temptation, and then boom, that thing comes
Yeah,
up
absolutely.
and brings you back on track.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there is a backlash. What would you want? I would like you to weigh into that.
Yeah.
I will weigh in.
Yes.
And what I have to say about this particular side of things is, like I said before, even before we came to this point,
Yeah.
I don't gauge my progress with the comment section.
Yeah.
The comment section is not my compass. Do you get?
Yeah.
If I draw my life from and this is the mindset that young creators need to have, even starting out.
Yeah.
If you want to draw your inspiration, your reason from the comment sections, how will you survive the phase when there is nobody in the CS?
Yeah.
When there's nobody responding, when you don't have engagement?
He's busting his brain again.
Somebody get this man fast.
Sorry. I did for AC at this way. See, I did hot. Relax. I'm sorry. I have to behave myself. No, the guy,
My God.
I go just to record content. I go drop something. I go off camera. Feel myself.
You feel yourself.
Oh,
Say me,
as
say
guys.
try.
Yes.
Right. So how do you survive those seasons?
Yeah.
1 year, 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah,
Do
when
they
there's-
create content
When there's
steady?
nothing, no encouragement.
19
Essence.
views. 3 likes.
Been
2
there.
of them are your family members.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Right? We've all been there.
Yeah.
How do you? So you have to have another source. You've got to have another source. Something else that is your reason, that inspires you. And while I know that many people abuse it,
Yeah.
but that is, if people are abusing it, it is proof that the real
Exists.
genuine
Exists.
exists.
True.
Solid.
Right?
True.
So I don't sit down, weigh some prayer content with me I drop. And even before I created it, I said to myself, why are you creating this thing? Backlash here, people talk here. And this is why when my video goes viral
Yeah.
and blogs post it,
Yeah.
I don't go to their comment sections for any reason.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what they're saying.
For the sake of your own heart.
For my heart, I don't want to know what they're saying. I will read my comment section
Yeah.
because these are my people. They are my
Yeah.
community. They understand me. They have context, right? When they want, even if they want to judge me, they are judging me in
Based on
context.
yes, yes.
They know the guy,
Yes. True.
right?
Yeah.
You carry me and you put me on Insta, bro, for instance, right? Some people, they've never seen me before, don't know what I represent,
Yes.
are judging me on 60
Just
seconds.
Just
Why
one
would I
video.
want to know what this is? Right? So, what I would have to say to somebody who is thinking about, okay, should I put this up there? Okay, sit down. Have you questioned your motive? Have you done that? Now, is your motive consistent with what Jesus would allow you to do? Right? Do you have witness on your inside? If these boxes are ticked, I'm fine. Let the world burn. I'm fine. I really am fine. It gets sometimes where I go to do prayer content. I know the thing is that the camera just happens to be on. Me, you know, they see me because it's a silhouette. You don't see me in
Yes,
tears.
yes.
You don't see what I look like. And that's why those videos are silhouettes.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to see my face and see what I'm dealing with and what I'm going through. My cry is ugly. My face is not fine like that. Do you get? So I don't want you to see that.
Wow.
Somebody
That
even came
part.
to my comment and said, this guy, if you want to create videos, you used to create videos where, you know, people can see you. When you want to be funny. But anytime you want to talk about Jesus, you do it in darkness. You need to question. I'm not lying. Like, this is a
It
comment
is
I
right
read
now,
the
yes.
last
Just
you
not
get
worry.
every time you want to talk about Jesus,
From
you
where
do
to
it
where?
in darkness. I'm like, okay. If that's how, because
That's
no
how
matter what you
perspective-
do,
Yes, someone is going to definitely, yes.
Yes.
so
True.
that's my stance on that. Question you as the creator, question your motives, question your intentions always. Before people have the opportunity to do that, have you done that?
Yeah.
Right? And that's where I don't know the English to use and end this thing with now, but that's where it stops.
Yeah. So I have a question for you, and still in this line of creating content.
Yeah.
There's this pressure some content creators have, Christian content creators,
Mm-hmm.
to always jump on a trend or do what is trending, and then some people have lost their authentic voices in wanting to just do what is
Yeah.
the in thing.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for content creators in terms of finding and staying true to your authentic self?
I mean, it's not even just about Christian creators, right? It's about creators generally.
Generally.
You can't, I mean, you can. You can build an audience through trends and, viral,
Yeah.
things. You can build an audience, but you can't build a community like that. Because a community is like a fellowship, right? A fellowship is not just church. I think lawyers have their fellowship.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
bankers have
True.
fellowship. So a fellowship is, we may be different people, but we have a reason
That unites.
that unites
Unites
us.
us.
There's a thought in our head that
Yeah.
unites us. We have, okay, Amos 3:3 says two cannot work together except they agree. So we have something that we all agree on, whether it's the bar or it's architecture, it's construction. There's a reason we're here.
Yeah.
If the reason people are drawn to your audience is the fleeting sounds that you used to create, you don't have a voice. You don't have a voice.
True.
The day that you can be a Christian, right? But they are not there because of your Christianity. You self,
Yeah.
They are there because every viral piece of, every viral sound, you do it good and fine.
And then that just drives the traffic.
So you are zombie community. Now the day where you go drop, like you talk about something very, serious, construct that, check it. That's the day you have the least engagement.
It's true.
Why? Because people don't know you for this. So I would say that while it's okay to try to build an audience and all that, it's more rewarding. It's ultimately more rewarding building a community of people that they may not be like minds,
Yeah.
but they agree on one thing, right? And they are in that community because of a standard or because of a virtue or a moral or something that you represent. That's what I would say on that.
I would like to also ask, so what would you say should be the main motive for, like I said, both of them? Should it be building a community, or, as we have seen lately, people make a lot of money off of social media. So somewhere along the line, right, there's the possibility you could have started with the idea of, I want to build a community. It's a way of doing ministry, right? These are the people you kind of feed them because you put up content that they consume on a daily basis, right? Then it now appears to you that there's money in this thing and they actually make money, right? So what is that point of intersection and what should come before the other?
Bro, this is crazy. The reason it's crazy is because now I don't mean to sound very, let's get deep and let's dig into the scriptures, even though I don't mind sounding like that. But see, money is a god, right? And because it's a god, it demands worship. If you don't, if you never settle them, if you don't know, bah, you will easily enter its trap. Now, this is what I mean by that. I just needed to set that preface. So if you go, I don't have a problem with anybody who wants to get any Christian who wants to become a digital creator to publish on on the internet and is doing it as a business. I don't have a problem with that. Christians, I would encourage Christians to pursue careers in creating, in content creation. Absolutely. Right? But if you are a Christian and they create content, you are first of all agreed, settled in your heart, being convinced of a certain, you have a code that guides your life. Because once money begin enter the equation, it will bring its own code. Right? So being Christian, I would say, be convinced. What are the things that are most assuredly believed in your heart? Because I started creating because I wanted to make profit, right? Money. When I first started. And when I first started creating, it was after a few months of creating content that I got serious with my faith. Right? That I got serious with my faith. So the fact that I decided to put Jesus, to start infusing my faith into my content, it didn't happen. I didn't force it. It was as a result of getting more serious with my faith. It just
an
overflowed
outflow.
into my content,
Yes,
right? So
yes,
it wasn't a struggle. Now, if you are starting out as a Christian, settle it in your heart. If in the course of your movement you encounter Jesus, right, you've got to pause, reevaluate the things that are important to you. You will lose a lot because your brand is very likely it's not consistent with the ways of Christ. You would have to restructure certain things and you will lose a lot just because of that. There's a difference in the ways, in both ways. But you have got, this is the common denominator. What is most important to you? What are the things that are sacred to you? When the money starts to come, it comes in with a lot of things. It comes in with rules. You're getting signed to an agency and they tell you this Jesus thing, you have to tone down.
Have you had those kind of offers?
I had a meeting a couple of days ago with a particular agency, big agency.
Wow.
And while we were going through, what you can do for me, what I can do for you, I said, I have a question. I said, do you have questions? I said, I have a question. And I had to ask, will at any point my faith, because I don't talk about faith in all my videos. No. My values are consistent with my faith, but I don't say Jesus, I don't
Like
worship
the
and do all
Apostle's
that.
law now.
I did very undercover, right? Very undercover somebody. Now, will you guys at any point be uncomfortable with my faith-based
You
content?
actually asked that.
I asked straight up.
Amazing.
No, you need to
that's,
know.
That's solid.
You
That's
need to
good.
know.
Amen.
Yes.
Right? So what they said was, we don't have a problem with that. As long as you don't stoke controversy. We don't want to work with controversy. I'm not a big fan of controversy, right? I altogether avoid hot takes in quote. I said, where this person will now talk, that person will now all those buzz. I'm not involved. I don't like it. So I said, no, that's not my brand.
Yeah.
But you need to know. I don't have to tell you need to know. By some kind of questions why they ask, you go know the stuff I'm made of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm about.
Yeah.
It's important I put it in front.
True.
So that 2 months down the line, 5 months down the line, 8 months down the line, a particular brand will come to the agency and say, okay, we want this guy to run this ad, but we are not comfortable with him doing this thing. So we need this campaign to run for 6 months. In that 6 months, he will not post this kind of for year. Gan me. Rich. Right? So the money will come with their rules, with their laws.
Yeah.
The money will also come with relationships. right? In order for you to secure some kind things, you need to network with some kind people, and that will take you to some kind places. Are you go?
That brings me to something very important. But let me let you finish
I
because
think I know where I know
collaboration.
where you're going.
Don't forget
because
me.
I was gonna ask what your take is on collaborations, right?
Yeah.
So can we ever get to see an Eric Gugwa and let me see Shan Comics do something together, and Eric Gugwa and I don't know, these guys. Well, why we're not necessarily saying these people are not Christians. We don't know what's going on with them and Christ, right? But I'm just saying they are not pushing out Christian content per
Absolutely,
se,
I get you.
right?
I get you.
What's your take on collaboration? We have a part of the divide in the faith that if
Yeah.
you try it,
Yeah,
they will
I get you.
right?
Yeah.
And then we have other people that just feel
Me,
it's
I've
collaboration.
blacklisted some people already. Sir.
And what's the
can't even lie.
standard in which you blacklisted some people?
See. I don't believe that. I was saying in the event yesterday. I'm not going to save the world, right?
Yeah.
I have my audience.
Mm-hmm.
I have, other people have their audiences.
Sure.
Not everybody will take my words, but my sheep will hear my voice,
Yeah.
right? And they will identify with me, right? Cool. So that said, I'm trying to establish that my voice, I speak truth, right?
Yeah.
It's Jesus that speaks all truth,
Yeah.
right? Because I don't know it all, I will act based on my experience of him, right? My perspectives. So my perspectives are not doctrine, right? They are my
Your
perspectives.
perspective.
A product of my experiences and my work with him.
Yeah.
So when I say, because this person did this thing with this person that used to shake her body parts on the internet, I'm not going to stream your music again, right? It's not doctrine. It's just my preference. It's how I feel about it. And I don't, you will not see me teach it or preach it, right? I want to do things that my heart can carry.
Yeah.
If to me, I cannot carry it and I go and be carrying it, to me it's sin. If to another person they can carry it and they
And
can
it's fine
eat
with
it
them.
without, that's fine, right? I think scriptures support this stance as long as it doesn't mess with the foundations of our faith or contradict the doctrines of Christ. So when it comes to these collaborations, there are some that I will never do simply because they are not secular brands. They are worldly brands. Now, can I collaborate with someone like the gentleman you mentioned? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I see his brand as secular. I don't see him as promoting actively, constantly, always bent on promoting counter Christian values. Right? They have manifestations that they show for here. It's just his brand, right? But I don't think he's trying to tear down the church.
Okay.
I don't think he has
Get
such
it.
an agenda. And his core brand, I think, is being a comic, right? Being funny, which is quite secular. I would work with him. But the thing is, that particular walk where we go walk together.
You know,
In
go
that
past that walk.
particular content. No. In that content, in that particular production,
Yeah.
I need to be sure that nothing is promoting anti-Christian values in that one. Like he could do that in other works, that's fine. But in that one, I'm going to work on. For example, Michael Jackson, I think in the 70s, was it in the 70s or in the 80s? There was a particular Pepsi commercial. He doesn't do soft things, right? But then the contract, that's why I say money will come with their laws.
Yes.
True.
So at the end of the day, they finally agreed that in the video, that his face was not going to be shown for more than 3 seconds at a time. So it was big, Michael Jackson, but in the video, you will just see his face for 3 seconds. Right? And there's a cut. So the laws will come. But I need you to know ahead of time so when it comes to collaborations, I'm open to collaborations. I have worked and I will continue to work with some very secular, kind of unchristian people, right? Because I have made up my mind. If I tell you that Eric is big, Eric is not big. You don't see nothing. Nah, I was telling a Zimbabwean friend of mine sometime last year that I'll hit 1 million followers. And then I had about 17K or so. They were like, I could see it wasn't even disbelief. It was more like, you derate yourself too much, right? I'm like, fine. It's okay, right? I don't see myself as a people uniter bridge. No, I'm not. I don't rate myself like that. But if it's about cross-sectional influence, That's what we're about here.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to keep preaching to people who are in the church.
Oh, yes.
Right? We don't want to be light shining in the middle of light.
light.
We've got to be in the
Yeah.
darkness.
And
Yeah.
We've
keep
got to
rewriting the
be there.
narrative.
Yeah.
And I think that influence will play a very important role in this. Take, for example, now, just hypothetically speaking, right? You're going to do a show with, or sorry, you're going to do a content, create a
Yeah.
content with someone that is,
Yeah.
secular
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
just on the fence, somewhere about to tilt to the other side, and
Falling
is
to
of
the other
questionable
side.
character, right?
Yeah.
Many times, usually it is the bigger influence that outshines
Absolutely,
the
yeah.
smaller
Yep,
influence,
yep.
right? So if you are the one coming with the bigger influence, oh, this I need you more
Yeah.
than you need me, right? I can dictate the terms of this engagement.
True.
Okay, this is how we're going. This is how we end. This is the message we want to pass, as opposed to you needing him.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to
Yeah.
say that influence,
Influence
and I
is
think that
key.
that's one of the
Absolutely.
major things that you preach that and so fascinating. Now let me just ask. Let me douse this a bit. What's up with the fork and the microphone? How did we get there?
How did we get there?
People have theories, man. There are lots of theories flying around.
About that
Oh
fork?
my God, lots of theories.
How did it start?
tell
You
us,
one day
tell
you
us.
just
Bruh. Bruh. So I've heard a lot of theories, and I'm like, okay, that's what happens when you get, well, I use the word clout, for lack of a better word, when you're a bit popular. People tend to come up with all these fan theories.
Yeah,
in
true.
quote. And most of them are wrong. Most of them. Somebody told me, yes, I was chatting with my friend. We have a mutual friend who is a creator, a tech creator, Victor Praise. And he told me, a friend of mine, told me that, did I notice that Victor Praise started copying my
Yeah.
folk style after it became, after
Yeah.
I
Became a
became
thing.
Wow.
popular? And I was just laughing. I was just really laughing. You know, I was laughing
Yeah.
because I copied the folk style from Victor Praise.
What?
I kid you not.
Wow.
I kid you not.
How?
But that's the thing.
For real.
That's the thing in this life, man. Right? Now, who bring a
bring-
come
yes,
outside? Now they go say, okay, that guy, every other
Actually.
person is copying. Nah. It's not always
Wow.
like that. So I saw Victor. Victor's been a creator for a long time, but his mainstay is mostly YouTube.
Tech.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tech, YouTube.
Okay.
Wonderful guy. And he's a close friend. He attended a class, a video class, master class I did in 2020 during the Corona thing,
Lockdown.
and during the lockdown. And from there, I think we got talking from there. He did a bit of design for me. We're close, and I realized that in his content, sometimes he uses a fork to hold his microphone. So my adopting that style was a combination of factors. Number one, I thought it was interesting. I really
Yes,
thought it was
is
interesting.
interesting.
And number two, I had a problem with my mic. But
I knew you had to
I
go
was
down
abroad
to
at the
that.
time. I was abroad at the time. So I didn't travel with my condenser mic. I traveled with very little equipment.
Yeah.
As a matter, I didn't travel with my camera. I bought a camera abroad. So when I got the mic, and it was a lav mic. So I tried to pin it.
Oh.
It was working. It was fine. But I'm all about it has to be really
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
really good. So I realized that the closer it is to my mouth,
Yeah.
the better the audio quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are we gonna do this? So it was a combination of what I saw that was interesting, and
Yeah.
it was like a hack
problem
to
you're trying to
solve.
fix.
Yes, a hack to a problem that I had.
win-win,
So
I
if
mean.
I could hold it, it was a win-win. It was a win-win. So if I could hold it closer to my mouth,
Yeah.
then the audio quality is better. It also adds drama,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
people were sort of, it was catching on.
was
People were
intriguing.
liking it. It was
Yeah.
intriguing.
Yeah.
We're all for it. It's still gonna come back. Oh. It's still
Please
gonna,
bring it
I
back.
kid you not. It's going to come back.
Honestly, because I think the first video I saw, I was like, what's going on
What's
here? I had to stay till
happening
the end
here?
to know why.
Nah, in fact,
Why-
I'm bringing it back from tomorrow.
Oh my
Yay.
God. Are you guys ready here first?
I'm coming back.
I mean, we can't wait. It's important. And
we
then
can't wait.
secondly,
Yeah.
you speak amazing English.
Yeah.
I do.
You do.
You do.
I mean,
Are you trying to be humble?
Come off
as if
it.
you don't
That's
know?
the answer, I know, right? But what's with is that an Anambra accent that you used to speak on your...
And the switch and the transition is so
I
seamless
mean-
and smooth.
See, I don't know whether it's whining. People are whining me like this. Or whether it's
That
true.
was really...
But yes, I speak. I think I speak okay. I think I speak okay. But when it comes to my
Being
accent,
modest.
if I'm abroad, I
Yeah.
would more likely speak with my Igbo accent.
Oh.
Intentionally.
I'm intentionally. I don't even see. Let me tell you, this interview that we are doing here, I'm forming. This is not the way that this is my normal
Okay,
way.
do your normal, do your normal voice.
No,
This
this
is
is how that I talk.
Oh yeah, talk the
My
way you
English
talk.
self is not even so great. You get? I used to hit it and all
Hit it
that.
here and
Yeah,
there.
hit it here and here and there. But this is the way that Anambra people used to
Yeah.
talk. And I was born an Anambra man.
Oh.
You
Okay.
get? I am an. It's not like I was born and then I changed it at some point. No, I am an Anambra
Yeah,
man.
no,
normally.
man. Okay.
Now, because of the background that I grew up in, I noticed that a lot of people in my family tree are teachers, professors, lecturers. My mother is
It's going to be hard for me to maintain a straight face.
Try it. Just try your best.
no. Relax. No. See, this is the way that I talk. But when I come on the corporate space, like, what is so funny? We've been having a conversation since you did not have. Now I'm talking the way that I know how to talk. You are laughing. I don't
We
understand.
apologize. We are sorry.
Relax.
Okay.
Okay.
Game
We're
face.
sorry.
Okay, game face. Now, so me, I grew up among Anambra people, right? And this is my tongue. If you know me very well, I am very proud of my tongue.
Yeah.
I'm proud of my identity, right? Not only as in fact, I'm proud of my Igbo identity before I am proud of my country, right? Because we don't want to get political on that
Yeah.
at all, right? But I am proud of my roots.
We love it.
And then if I am abroad, I'm chatting with people. Somebody's from Ukraine. Somebody's from Belarus. I have friends from Iran. I have friends from the UAE, Dubai. Everybody is talking with their accent. The accent that Sufyan used to speak Arabic is what he used to speak English. Right? But it's now me that I will now be trying to be American. God forbid. I shan't do such. So I am very, this is me. But then for the purpose of decorum, sometimes, like if you invite me to, like I was, maybe a conference, I'm speaking at a gig, something like that, I want to show that I can speak well as well, right?
Yeah.
But normally, no.
We love that transition, especially.
Yeah, truly.
It's very, very seamless, so smooth.
It was one of the major things that also caught my attention because I was like, there's a lot going on in this video, right? Aside from the fact that the videos are excellent, and I have to give you that, just finding out that you do your editing yourself speaks a lot.
Thank you so much.
And then, the hook of the whole fork, and then this person is speaking, and I'm like, bro, what's up?
Let me address this. You were at the event yesterday.
I was.
And you would remember something that I said very, very clearly, if you were not really engaged in everything. I said, I'm a person of confluence. Do you remember when
I
said
remember that part, yes.
I'm a person, I believe in a confluence of many things that work. Confluence of excellencies, if I'm going to say that. And I gave an illustration with the whole Upwork thing, right? In the same way, when it comes to content, right? Speaking in a way that is different is something that can attract attention.
Yes.
Right?
True.
That's number one. That on its own can keep somebody's attention for longer than 3-5 seconds. Now, holding fork on your microphone is something that can also keep somebody's attention. That's true.
Yeah.
Now, talking sense
Yes.
is also something that can keep people.
Yeah.
That's three.
Yeah.
Trying to be funny sometimes, okay, intentionally.
Yeah.
You have rhymes in there. Now, this one is not the one that come by, parents that maybe once in every 15 minutes, you have 2 funny lines. You have 1 minute to put 4 punch rhymes in
Together.
that video, right? It's also an excellent point. So it's a confluence of 4 attractions.
Yes.
Right? It is inevitable. When I write inside this book, I say that the future, the number one problem with the future is that it lacks creativity. The future is it is the most predictable. It's so funny because people have a lot of life questions about what will be, what will not be, what will I do. The future is incredibly predictable.
Yeah.
What you put in, you know. What you will get out, you know. Now, the problem people have is when will it come out? That's always the problem. But, the water goes in, the water comes out. These are certain factors, right? It's the time frame and that's why Bible even have to encourage us, do it, tarry.
Wait for it.
Wait for it.
It go come. So it came to me after 12 years, right? For others, it came to them after 6 months. Right? The quicker that you stop doing strong head and begin to learn, morph, evolve, let
Align.
those experiences teach
Yeah.
you. Right? Don't be strong head, don't be rigid. The reason you are not blowing up is not because you are preaching Jesus. No, that's an excuse for mediocrity.
Yeah.
And I don't. You get somebody will say, the reason I've not blown up is because
People don't want to hear
people don't want to hear the truth. This is the straight and narrow way. You are lying to your father.
That's
It's not easy. Okay, educate yourself about that thing. Right? Everything has a way that it works.
Yeah.
Find out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everything
It
has a
will
way
work.
that it works. That is so profound. Like that
Bust
is so
my brain.
No, it's
Yes.
Eric that said it.
Hey,
Is
good
there
luck,
any-
2024.
I want to talk about something. The Mortified One, the discipleship platform.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
you are the lead lecturer
Okay.
at the Mortified One.
Yeah.
And I know it's a discipleship platform.
Yeah.
And you're the lead lecturer.
Yeah.
Is Eric shying away from saying it's a ministry gift?
No.
Okay.
Eric is not shying away from it. I do a lot of undercover work. Quite a lot of undercover.
So the Mortified One is an undercover work.
It's becoming increasingly difficult to hide.
Yeah, I think you should know.
Yes. It's
Try
becoming
and hide
increasingly
it
difficult to
anymore.
hide. But yes, it used to be. And the reason is, one of the reasons is, it's not special, right? But I would say it's a little different. When I say it's not special, I mean there's nothing new, right? But it's a discipleship thing. And because it's a discipleship thing, we have a structure that we run with. So let's say we run our editions. It's not a steady thing, it's an edition thing.
Okay.
So we run about 5, 6 a year, right? And each edition, we run it for 21 days, right? And where the people that come, we have to hold your hands, in prayer and the study of the word. Make sure that
Yeah.
you walk with God. You are doing the things you should do. The Holy Spirit will do His part.
Yeah.
But it's a man, and then the word comes every day for 21 days, and then you can go. Now, in that structure, we have counselors that work in the Mortified One. Each counselor has about 12 people under them. So
Okay.
right now we have about 40 counselors, right? That means that we cannot admit more than a certain number per time, because our limitation now is in the workforce, right? And you can't hand God's people over to just anybody.
Anybody.
So we invest a lot of time in training, invest a lot of time in discipling the counselors, and all that. She works with me as well. So it's a tasking work. We've been doing it since 2019, right? And so if I come out and say, hey, we're doing this, we'll have thousands of people who want to sign
yeah.
up. And we know that we'll have to shut the doors at some point. So it's becoming increasingly difficult to hide, but it's still something that we're trying to. God is helping us. Well, God is helping us.
More grace, more grace. Is it the undercover work that is making us not see Minister Eric Gugwa or Pastor?
Is it? I'm not even denying it. Is it? That's it, right?
Because I was telling somebody that this lead lecturer is pastor that is meant to be there or minister
He's an
or something. Let's just leave it.
No, let's leave it at
leave it.
lecture. We don't even call our sermons. We call them lectures.
Okay.
Right? So we could have 2-hour lectures, 1-hour lecture. It's
All
they're
this one
I
is
love
for
the
now.
undercover
All
thing,
this
though.
one is for now.
I love it. I mean,
Because usually the way it is that a child will come where it can't be mistaken anymore.
I guess.
Yes.
I guess.
The demand
but
will be placed.
we'll see. That's all I can
Yes,
say. We'll
yes.
see.
So I want to get a bit personal now.
Okay.
Is Eric married?
Hey! No, that's not. When you want to get personal, you start from, you don't jump.
I mean, why
My
start here when we
God.
can go there
No, Eric is not married. Eric is not married. Right now, Eric is not married.
right now?
Right now, Eric is not married.
Okay, right now.
That's
That's
all.
suggestive.
right now.
That's I mean, that can change next Saturday. As a matter of fact, you understand?
Wow.
Is that some
But
info to the body of
fact
Christ?
that I'm saying, the body of Christ, please close your ear. Please close your ear. But I am not married right now.
Okay, because the way
When I get married and someone asks me, "Are you married?" I will say, "I'm not at liberty to say."
Why would that be?
I don't know. I just don't know. But
I was
yes.
going to say that the way they have been shocking us this year in the body of
Do
Christ.
you understand? Thank God we're already in October.
Everybody is single until a
See,
week to their
Nakali,
wedding.
this is October, November.
My
We can
sister,
survive.
I
If
mean-
we're still here,
By
since
this
the beginning
All
of the
I can
year.
say is, I was watching Salem enter yesterday. They were holding hands.
Yes,
They already
so
have-
I said, what you would trip and fall there? That would they go fit on it.
I mean,
But it's a
like,
beautiful thing to see, though.
truly,
Yes, it
truly.
is.
It's like every
I'm just
Saturday
a
somebody
hater.
shocking us.
But
I'm just
everybody
there.
has been springing up surprises on us. Maybe
Yes.
Eric is.
There was,
next.
there was another surprise yesterday,
I mean,
and the anointed
Yeah,
one.
the anointed.
I mean, we didn't even see that coming.
We didn't, no clue
it's-
whatsoever.
We've
We
been
just
getting
boom.
uppercuts,
This year,
jabs.
Has been
if,
very.
if we survive this year, single people, I don't think there's anything
I'm
that can
suspecting
bring us
Eric.
down.
Yes,
Don't
This is
suspect
how
me.
they started saying.
This is the-
everybody that
everybody's
the
single
next
until they are
Saturday,
getting married.
I'm telling you, they were
Until they
saying
send their invitation card.
we're all
It
victims.
does
until
not
they
sound
left
like
us.
attack on the brother. I'm innocent.
No attack,
Very
no attack
innocent.
at all.
Yeah,
No
but
attack.
I am very single, right? Right.
Okay,
Wow.
so I want us to talk a bit about Eric's book. I have my
My
copy.
God.
Nakali, do you have a copy? You don't.
You
should
didn't give me my own. Where's
I
my
didn't
own
give
copy?
you. You get your copy. I
I'll
don't
get my
understand.
copy after now.
Yes,
You
get
just
your
put me on the spot, but no one God day.
You know, and it is Christians in content. And this happens to be the first in the CNC project.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a bit about that project?
So, this project is solely, I think, funded by God because it requires money to run, and I don't even know where the money is coming from. I just think, it's like it's God that's bringing this money. Oh. So it's not even that deep or spiritual. I'm just saying that I don't know where the money is coming from, but somehow, so without partners, and that's these kinds of projects. This is the reason I have to be very careful with management, with things, because these things can't stop. Many people will God don't raise to do this kind of thing, don't follow money go. You get sign contracts and there's no wrong contract, right? There's just now reader.
Yeah, you know.
Actually.
Right? There's no wrong or right contract.
Don't
The
draw your
contract will
checks.
favor somebody.
Yeah.
Now you have the responsibility to protect yourself and your beliefs alongside. So this project is a project that basically aims to tour Nigeria, tour Africa. I'm particularly concerned about Africa. I'm not very keen on the rest of the world, but I will not save the world.
Yeah.
You get? But I believe that this country, this continent has a lot to offer.
Yeah, it's true.
And that's also why seeing teenagers yesterday at the event
Was
really melted my heart.
Wow.
Because these people will be running things in 10 years.
Yeah.
It's not far.
Yeah.
Some of them will run things as teenagers. Like in 1-2 years,
Yeah,
you
from
hear
now.
of one team when they hear word. They already exist. They're just not in the faith, right? And they are doing their influence thing. You will see teenager, 25-year-old, they draw advice from where to where.
Yeah.
Do you get? That's influence doesn't respect that thing you call age.
Age,
It
true.
will bring people to listen to people that they should normally be flogging.
Yeah.
In quote, please don't flog people. I'm not about violence. All right? But
Yeah.
you get the point. So I'm dedicating, I'm giving as a seed the next year of my life that started sometime in August to this project, right? And we're touring campuses next year. Lots of campuses. I'm just done with my tour in Abuja now. So I'm going to rest and ask God for grace because it's quite stressful.
It's a lot.
Right. And it's quite expensive as well. But thank God people are buying the book. What
Yes.
will I have done that people are not? So there's money to fund the trips, to fund, everything about the process. But the CNC project is basically a project that's dedicated to getting youngsters who have stuff to say,
Yeah.
who are made of something, right? Who share similar values, beliefs, virtues, morals, similar faith, to a place of influence. It's possible.
Wow.
Sometimes people say some people came from the backsides of the mountain, right? I came from the backsides of nothing.
Wow.
Do you get what I'm saying? So if someone like me can walk into somewhere, people recognize you, and people are grateful for you, grateful for your life, there's a lot that can come out of the life of that 14-year-old, that 15-year-old,
Wow.
that 20-year-old, that 25-year-old.
Wow.
I believe that people can control influence. And that's what the CNC.
Amazing. Amazing.
Mhm.
As we begin to bring this to a wrap, because I
Yeah, you
I
can
didn't
go on
even
and
take
on.
note of the time that the fact that we have been here for a while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just say this. What do you see content creation, as regards the future of the move of God? Do you see content creation as a part? Now, you see, the way the body of Christ functions, like many
Mm.
times we always have extremes, right? We
Yeah.
have usually a clear dichotomy, divide, right? Some people are here, some people are here. Some people believe that anybody that is doing anything content, you're not serious, right? And some people believe that it could be a ministry. For example, you're doing a lot. A lot can be shouldered on the strength of the influence that you get from content creation. What do you think is the role of content creation in the end time move of God?
How am I going to put this?
Mm.
I would like to give a bit of context, but that would be an entire symposium.
Mm.
But I would say this: the entire move of God, you can't separate it from content.
Mm.
It's not going to be a small part of it.
Mm.
It's not just going to be an integral part of it.
Mm.
It's going to be almost all of it. And I know it
Ooh,
sounds.
wow, love it.
I know that it sounds. What's this guy saying?
Mm.
Right? But that's what people say when the
Wow.
internet was about to come out.
That's
Mm.
powerful.
Mm.
I've sat down in a room with my professor, with some of my colleagues, and we're discussing the future of the metaverse. And we had really solid conversations around the future of not just the internet, the future of communication,
Mm.
right? The future of human interaction.
Yeah.
It's mixed reality.
Mm.
And very soon, that mixed reality will almost entirely become virtual.
Mm.
This is not something we can fight.
Mm.
It's really not.
Yeah.
Right? We are going to be hosting podcast sessions, and 3 of us will be seated down here. But 2 of us are not really here anymore.
Mm. Sure.
And
Yeah.
nobody can be able to tell. This is not 100 years to come.
Yeah.
This is 20 years
Yeah,
to come.
nearest
We
future.
will still be alive. And somebody has got to stand in front of this thing. Right? People need to be invested in this space. The things, there was a time in religion when we will read it out for the people to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Right?
Yeah.
And then from a time we evolved into, okay, let everybody have a copy.
Yeah.
Do you get? And so it's not about, people have been creating content. What Moses came down from the mountain with his content.
Actually.
Do you
Wow,
get?
that's powerful.
Right? The teacher
My
that
God.
stands in, say, in primary school, secondary school, is content they are
Yeah.
delivering. If you premeditate, prepare, and deliver, it's content. Right? So the problem that we have now is mode of transmission, is medium. Right? So not just in terms of faith and dissemination of information, in terms of the future of humanity.
Unity.
Communication is core, and that medium of communication is changing. Mark the faces of everyone who talks down, who stops people from entering into content. Mark them. In 20 years, they will be running only on content.
Content. Wow.
Or at least majorly on content. The world will get lazier and lazier as technology makes life more convenient and more convenient. The end point, not even the end point, it's the future. And we are standing at the precipice, and you will really enjoy my preface, right? We stand at the precipice of another revolution, and we have a decision to make. It's a massive part of tomorrow, and I don't just want to wish, I want to be involved in the people who are making sure that more people see this and get involved with it.
Wow, so profound.
Solid. So profound. I mean,
powerful.
a whole lot said in a
Yes,
couple of
so
minutes.
powerful.
Amazing. Where would we begin to say thank you?
Thank you
Eric?
so much,
I
Eric.
think if I had a bucket for thank yous in Abuja, bucket don't bust.
Because,
But it's my
and
pleasure.
worth
Thank
it.
you so,
so
truly,
much
for being
truly,
with us.
Thank you. Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for driving what you do with a passion, right? Thank you for showing the possibilities that you show. We
For
see
being
them.
such a huge
Yes,
inspiration.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
for
you so
those
much, guys.
videos. Those videos that are impactful.
Yes, yet
I
funny
mean, I can't
and
forget how I did
relatable.
about Okafor's law. You remember that one?
I remember. Of course I do. Of
You know,
course I
because
do.
he created a buzz on Twitter and it was so amazing. And I like to see when Christian content goes out there, challenges the narratives and then brings perspective. We want
Absolutely.
to say thank you. And
Thank you
for
so
coming
much.
on the show today. Thank you.
Thank you
so
Thank
much,
you.
guys.
I know
Thank
you
you
guys
for
have
having
been
me.
so blessed.
Yes,
right?
it's
I know
been
you
an
guys have been so
amazing
blessed.
time.
Jimmy-
It's been an
DJ,
amazing time. And remember, we told you it was going to be phenomenal.
I mean, I
Can-
said
can
it
you
up
see
front.
that
I
it
don't know
was-
if it was,
You can add
but a
profit.
time was had. A good
Yes,
time was
yes.
had.
You can add profit to my name at this point. So,
Wow.
PJ,
All
my
of
name
it.
I like
changes
that.
on
I
the
like
show.
that.
You just
I said
saw
it from the
Prophet.
beginning. I mean, Prophet
Ha!
Nakali on.
This Nakali. I fear who no fear Nakali. Thank you so much, guys,
Thank you,
for
guys.
being with
Thank
us
you, guys.
on Nothing But the Truth.
Nothing but the truth.
Subscribe. If you're watching this on IMS TV YouTube and you've not subscribed, why?
That's
Eric,
why.
help us ask them.
Why have you not subscribed? Please
Subscribe now.
hit it. It's just right there. Click
yes.
It doesn't bite, I promise.
All right, people. Thank you for joining us. This is us saying bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.